All right. Okay, so we're getting ready. This is going to be a practice run for the kids' Shabbat. And we're got a little music. Crank that up. There it is. When you hear that, that means it's kids' Shabbat time. So come on now. All you kids, all the young kids, come up here. Don't be shy. Come on now. Come on. Yeah! Woo! Hey. All right now. Okay, on Kids Shabbat, I like to reward people that listen. So I told Kat, I said, Kat, go get me some prizes for kids who are listening, okay? And she got a few prizes. Here, you guys turn around this way so we can look at this. But I want you up close because I'm forgetting all these adults right now. This is kids' time, okay? So let's pull up this first slide. And now, the reason you need to pay attention is I'm going to test you. Okay, does anybody know how to read?
The feasts are for kids.
Who did that? Oh my gosh, a prize! A prize! Oh my goodness. I'm going to get you... How about a water gun? That's not a water gun. Come on. That is no water gun. There's a water gun. Yes. Okay. This girl right here gets it, guys. Okay? This is what I'm talking about. She's your sister? Maybe she'll share that water gun with you. Okay. All right. Now look. Let's read this, and you two were pretty good. It was pretty quiet. I want to see if we can make this where we actually hear what's going on. Ready? Set. The feasts are for kids. Did you know that's really true? Jesus said, let the kids come to me. Don't keep them away. Let them come because it's of the kingdom of heaven. It's of the kids. It's really true. The feast. Man, that's beautiful. Okay, here we go. 1, 2, 3.
The feast are for kids.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Yeah, that deserves a clap. Okay. All right. Next deal.
Shavuot is about a very special meeting.
Here, do you have a hula hoop? Who knows how to hula hoop?
I kind of know how to hula hoop,
Are you good at it?
but my
Show it. Let's see it. I want to see if you can do it. I think they got it. I think they're getting it. Okay, but you guys said Shavuot. Does anybody know what Shavuot is? That's such a weird word. Huh? It's a feast, isn't it? And it's the feast that happens right in the middle of all the feasts. It's the one in the middle. And let's read this together. Shavuot is about a very special meeting. You know, that's really true. Shavuot is about a meeting. It was between a meeting with God and Israel. And if you're going to have a meeting, it's going to be in a very special place. You can't have a meeting. If you say, I'm going to call a meeting, but you don't tell anybody where the meeting is, what happens? Nobody shows up because you don't know where the meeting is. Okay, put this next creed up here. God said this is where the meeting's going to be. Did you know that this is an actual picture of the real Mount Sinai? Oh, my gosh. Get out of the way. There's you a water gun. Okay. Yes, the real Mount Sinai. That's where the meeting is going to be between God and Israel. But, next slide, please.
Journey is a long way from Egypt to Mount Sinai.
Did you know that? They were living in Egypt, but Mount Sinai is a long, long, long ways away. So they're going to have to take a journey, you know?
3 months.
Huh?
3 months.
Let's see. He says 3 months, which is pretty close. It's in the 3rd month. You're going to have all the toys. I got to give somebody else a chance, but I love that, man. Bless you, my brother. Okay, but how long was that journey? Anybody know? He said it was about 3 months, but more specifically.
7 weeks.
How did you know that?
It's up there. God.
Okay.
Basically,
Here you go. You need that. Thank you for saying that.
4 weeks in a year.
Who wants this thing?
I win.
You like it?
Oh my
All
God.
right.
We're gonna have to.
Okay, so, all right, I'm sorry for getting distracted. Yeah, so the journey from Egypt to this meeting that God has is going to take 7 weeks. All right, next slide. Here's a picture of people in modern day taking the same journey that Israel took 3,500 years ago. And see, I want you to look at that. No, go back. I want you guys to point out to me, where is McDonald's?
No, it's like thousands of miles.
There's no McDonald's there?
There's no McDonald's.
Okay. Well, where's the grocery store?
There's no grocery store. It's a long way.
Anybody see a grocery store? How about you? Do you see a grocery store? No. You don't? Okay. She says she doesn't. All right. There isn't one, is there? Now everybody knows there's a Quick Trip on every corner. Where's Quick Trip?
There's no quick trip.
Okay. All right. So these people are on a 7-week journey. 7 weeks. They're going to get hungry, right?
So they packed food and water for the journey.
But they needed more because they didn't have a grocery store. They didn't have Quick Trip. They didn't have McDonald's.
They packed their whole bags.
No. Let me tell you what happened. God gave a miracle. God gave them a miracle. Because, yes, He did. Who said that? Wow. Who said that? Have a fishing pole. Have a fishing pole. Okay. All right. So, God gave them a miracle. He gave them food to eat. You know, why did He do that? Next slide. Because He had a meeting. What? Oh, come on up here, guys. Come on up. Get right up here. Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, because God had a meeting right here at Mount Sinai. And if they starved to death on that journey, is there going to be a meeting?
Nope.
No. They got to be alive. And they got to make it here for the meeting. Right? Next slide. Okay, but they hit a roadblock, guys. They traveled all this way. And look at that. What's that?
The Red Sea.
It's the Red Sea. They're never going to get to Mount Sinai. It's over there.
Unless God does a miracle.
Oh my gosh, this kid's going to cost me a fortune. Can I give somebody else a present for your good answer? Can I give some? I don't know if. Do you like stuff like that?
I like boy stuff.
I know. Is that a boy stuff or a girl stuff?
It's girl stuff.
Well, he don't want that. Can you give it to a girl?
Yeah, you can give it to a girl.
Huh? Would you like it? No, you're too old. You're the only one young enough. Bless you, my child. Okay, so the Red Sea is going to stop them on their journey. They're not going to make it. Okay, next slide. This is an aerial view. So see, they came all the way through this little deal, and they're camping out here, but they can't get over because there's the Red Sea. But God gave a miracle. Oh, say that loud.
God split the sea in half.
Man, that guy's good. I love you guys. Yes, they gave him a miracle, and they could continue the journey. Next slide. Why? Because he wants to. The meeting's right there. It's at Mount Sinai. Okay, next slide. You know what? You go in the desert that long, what's going to happen?
The rock got split.
What? But you know what? They got thirsty. Water came
out.
You know, there's not a lot of water in the desert. But Moses went up there. The water. You know what? All their animals. Think about this. All their animals were thirsty. They were thirsty.
They complained to Moses about having water
Can you do Kids Shabbat next time? On the when they so much water came out of there, guys, they was able to take a bath. How good do you know that might have been? They got their water, they got their baths, they got showers, they got everything. God provided a miracle. And let me ask you one more time, and let's see if you're getting it. Why did God give them that great miracle?
They needed to go to the meeting.
Nailed it! Oh my gosh! I don't know. This is not your age appropriate, but you want it. Okay. All right. Okay, so here, let's go to the next slide. We're wrapping up. I know I went long on this one, but you guys are getting it. God provided a way, didn't he? He provided a way for this meeting right here. And you know what? When God came to Mount Sinai and his presence was there, that mountain caught on fire with his presence. There was smoke covering, lightning, earthquakes at the presence of God. He was at that place. Can you do the next one, Kat? This is what God wanted to tell them. Well, just a second. I'm going to give you a 1, 2, 3. But this is the message that God wanted them to hear at Mount Sinai. And he wants all of us, even these old people out here, he wants all of us to hear this message. So let's read it together. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Now if you obey my voice, keep my covenant, then you will be my treasured possession. Okay. So what exactly does this mean? God himself is saying, if you can obey my voice and do what I tell you to do, if you can do that, you'll be my treasured possession. This is the message he gave, all those miracles. He wanted them to come to Mount Sinai, and he wanted to tell them this because he had already saved them by grace from Pharaoh. But God wants more than saving you by grace. He wants you to be his treasured possession. You guys want to learn how to say treasured possession in Hebrew? Give us the next slide. Here's how you say treasured possession in Hebrew. Segula. Yes. Segula. That is how you say. So you guys go, well, what's a treasured possession? You know, it could be something like if you have a little puppy and you just love your little puppy, that would be a segula. That would be a special treasure, a treasured possession. Okay? And God said, I want you to be my segula. I want you to be my special treasure. And I hope you guys realize that. But here's the test. I'm gonna give you a test, and this is probably going to be a little hard for you to answer. But here's the question. How do you become God's segula?
Obeying him.
Give these guys a hand. That's awesome. That's awesome. Next one. Next. Let's read this. This is it. We're done. And then we're going to have a worship song, and then we're going to release you to some activities. But let's read this together. Now, if you obey my voice and keep my covenant, then you will be my treasured possession. Amen. You guys, Lord, bless these guys. Bless them, Father. Yeah, give them a hand. Thank you, guys. You can take your seat, and then we're going to do another worship song. And then, you said it? You know what? You probably need a prize. I'm going to see what I can find. Okay, here you go, Kat. You guys can go ahead and take your seat except for him.